Full metamorphosis has been completed. There's this moment where you think you're becoming your dad, or you think you're becoming your mom, or you think you're becoming something. I do want to congratulate you, Tiki, you, Tommy, you, Sean, and every Giant fan out there. And I mean this with peace and love when I say this. You are the New York Jets. On every level.
Why are you congratulating us for that?
Because welcome to my world.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the world of sheer, utter embarrassment on prime time under every level. And we'll get to all of it. I want to start here, Tiki, and you tell me if I'm wrong. How does Abdul Carter even play last night?
Not sure. Not sure.
Am I crazy to say that?
No, I mean, it feels like a half measure. It feels like a half discipline. Now, the challenge for me is that I think Abdul Carter is going to be a really good football player. I do think his heart and mind is in the right place. But ultimately, you have to have consequences for your actions. And if this was the first time, it'd be like, yeah, he's just a knucklehead kid. Oh, I hate rookies. You guys know why I hate rookies. All those things that I've talked about over the years. I could just chalk it up to that. But this has already happened before. And, you know, from not what I've heard, but what I'm going to surmise, it's not one or two times. This has probably been multiple times over the course of the Dable tenure in his rookie season. And so why is it only being treated as a slap on the wrist? He said all the right things, Abdul Carter, after the game. I listened to his press conference. We carried it on the post game. John and I chatted about it. He said everything correct, right? Don't make an excuse. Don't put this on Mike Kafka. Don't put this on any. This is on me. This is my responsibility. I have to stand account. But when the result of his action is just sitting down for 2 series, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem like it justifies the lack of accountability for being prepared each and every week to do your job. Like, it's interesting. Like, sometimes as fans, you sit around and you're like, oh, they get to play a game. This is a freaking job. And you're paid a lot of money to do this job. There are dudes digging ditches on street corners. There are guys that are taking out trash. There are guys that are laying bricks, that are doing a yeoman's job, making $50,000 or less a year. And you're made millions of dollars and you can't show up? Or you keep putting yourself in position to be disciplined? It's almost like he's forgotten the privilege that has been afforded to him. That he's forgotten that this is not guaranteed because I'm an elite athlete with God-given talent and the ability to rush a quarterback. You have to take your job seriously, and it seems like he's not. And I'm not saying this to be dramatic or to get bent out of shape about it, because we all were knucklehead young kids. But in 2025, when you want to live in the social media world, the social media is going to live in your world. And so he's going to feel the repercussions of this because we don't care. The consuming public doesn't care about you yet, right? You are still a rookie. You haven't proven anything. You are not in the Ring of Honor. You are not headed to the Pro Bowl. You are not an All-Pro, and you're damn sure not heading to the Hall of Fame. So until you figure all of that out and then make yourself available and accountable each and every week, we don't want to hear from you. So I think Mike Kafka missed an opportunity to truly put him on blast.
Yes. Look, when Mike Kafka was named interim head coach, we sat here and it was funny and it was cute, and we talked about the percentages of him taking this job and how, well, if you win one of these games, it would increase by 15%. If you do this, it would increase by 10%.
Right.
Mike Kafka has assured himself he will not be the next head coach of this team. And it's not just simply that they got their ass kicked by the Patriots last night and got embarrassed, and it should have been worse than 33-15, if we're being honest.
Mike Vrabel slow-played it.
Oh, no doubt. He took that foot off the gas. This could have been worse than that. It's not even that you lost to the Patriots. It's not even that you got blown out by them. It's not that you blew a lead a week earlier. It's that when you came down on Abdul Carter a few weeks ago, I think our first reaction was, wow, I didn't know that was going on with Abdul. Wow.
Right.
Brian Daboll must have been running a ship that was not tight at all. But good job by the first-time head coach. Good job by him.
Yep.
For him last night, because I had no idea. None of us had any idea. We assumed that Abdul Carter was going to learn from his mistake. He's a rookie.
I didn't even realize he wasn't playing until 8 plays in.
Well, that tells us something about his rookie season. But when it is announced, it's a coach's decision, and we don't see him on the first drive or the second drive, and I think it leaked out on social media.
It did.
Prior to him getting on the field, he was late for another meeting, or he missed an entire team function, whatever it is.
Right.
My brain told me, and this is my stupid brain, what do I know? This guy better not see the field at all. And when he trotted out there at 17-7, the thought I had to myself is Kafka has written his death sentence. What kind of toughness is this? What kind of holding guys accountable is this? Like, literally, this is the second time he spat at you in 3 weeks. And your answer is, well, instead of one drive, we're going to sit you for 2 whole drives. That's embarrassing. If I tried to do that as a father with my kids, I would almost have a talk with myself. All right, Jet, you got to go to sleep early. By early, I mean 5 minutes earlier because you did something bad. Like, that was embarrassing. And I know that's not the main reason they lost. I thought it set an awful tone. And Mike Kafka has ended any discussion, any waste of time on this radio station that this guy deserves to keep this job full time. It's gone. I don't care what they do over the final, how many games are left. I don't even know. 4 games left? 5 games left?
4. Bye week and 4.
Thank God. Thank God this mess is almost over. But that's the thing that jumped out at me the most. Like, literally, 2 possessions?
Yeah, it became the more important talking point as opposed to the 33-15 loss to the New England Patriots, who are just the better team. They're better coached. Drake May, in his second year, is having an MVP-type year. The type of throws that he threw, the lack of pressure and panic, just execution over. And he basically has the same game every single night. 280-something total yards and 2 touchdowns. He's just been great, and Mike Vrabel deserves a lot of credit for how this defense and offense plays together. It's why they're 11-2 and the best team in the AFC right now. But with that being said, this game, regardless of the drop Theo Johnson touchdown, which would have made it 17-14, whether it's the Younghoe Koo, whatever the heck you want to call that, a field goal attempt, whether it was the punt return for a touch, all of that stuff, it doesn't mean anything because the Abdul Carter story is going to take over the day. It's going to become the more pertinent example of what's going wrong with the Giants right now.
And I'll tell you, there are other reasons why it should, and it is the biggest story, much more so than losing this game to the Patriots. Number one, when you take a player that high, you better be a difference maker. You better be a star.
Right.
He hasn't been that. Now, it's his first season. I think we've all learned our lesson. I thought we learned it from Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas did not have a great rookie season. He's turned into one of the best left tackles in football. So
yes.
I don't think it's fair to say Abdul Carter is going to be a bust. He's just had a really bad first year. Number one, that. Number two, a complete lack of leadership from the interim head coach who's auditioning to be the head coach.
Right.
And this may be the broader issue. How about the leadership in that room? Something you've talked about before. How are the veterans, whether it's Brian Burns or it's Dexter Lawrence, or whoever else is supposed to be a leader in that room?
I think it's both of them. And I do think that they are talking to Abdul Carter. It's just not translating. And it's all like you hear them making excuses. Oh, our schedule's changed a little bit, and we say all the right things. We just don't want to beat the drum too hard. He's still a rookie. They say all the right things. So as much as we could point towards the in locker room leadership of Burns and Dex, it's not. I don't think it's about that. I think they're having those conversations with him. I just don't think he's listening.
Do you think this happens? Maybe it did. So correct me if I'm wrong. With you and Strahan in that room. Were guys doing that? Were guys doing that when you guys were there? I think you guys were pretty good leaders.
They probably were, but you didn't see it. Right? And again, I'm not going to sit here and say that we were holier than thou, because trust me, we were not. But in 2025, and this is just the reality of the world that we live in, the bad stuff, and I don't mean it with STUFF, I mean it how it should be said, is going to get out there. It is going to become public. It is going to be used to judge you unfairly as a person and as a player. And so that is the burden. We talk about the privilege of playing in the NFL in 2025 or the NBA or whatever the professional sport is. there is also a burden that comes with being in these sports in this era. That is, you can't do anything wrong. You can't flippantly opine about something unless you don't care, unless you don't give to you-know-whats. People are going to respond to it, and people are going to judge you based on the actions that you do, the words that you say. It is unfortunately your burden, but it's part of being a professional in 2025. And unfortunately, Abdul Carter is not fully comprehending that, right? He thinks it's just going to go away. And he can apologize, he can say all the right things, but this is nothing to do with the words. It has everything to do with the doing. Has everything to do with getting it right and being accountable to your teammates each and every day, each and every game. That's the only thing that matters. And I don't know if they got a bye week. They're going to be invisible for a week. It's the best thing that could happen to Abdul Carter, because what he needs to do is just focus his ass on football, period, because that's all we care about.
I was very curious after this train wreck of a football game ended to hear from Abdul Carter, as you did. You listened to him with John Schmelk during the postgame last night. I was very curious how he would approach this. And I think Abdul Carter basically did two different interviews. And you're going to get to hear it right now. The first part of the interview, I thought he was defiant, and I thought he was a guy who didn't get it. Eventually, he begins to get it.
Right.
Here's the part where Abdul Carter is a defiant jerk. Take a listen.
3 weeks, didn't start. What happened?
Happens.
What happened?
I ain't gonna get into detail. Like I said, happens.
What is this?
Why, Abdul?
Ask me the same question. I just answered.
That's a terrible start. I mean, when you answer is bleep happens, you just asked me. I'm not going to answer it again. Like, dude, you're the one that needs to die on the sword. You're the one that needs to say, I screwed up. Don't attack the reporters for asking the question that fans want to know. What happened, bro? 2 weeks ago, you sat for a drive. 2 weeks ago, you said, hey, it was a big misunderstanding. What happened? Now, I want to be fair about this, Tiki. That was an awful start.
Yeah.
But I believe he turned the interview process around. Here is now Abdul Carter, and there's no editing other than me stopping it. Here's the rest of the discussion, and you will start to hear a guy who maybe understands he messed up.
Was it justified?
Yeah, I mean, I let my team down today. First two drives, I was out. They scored 17 points. I take responsibility for that. I got to be out there. I got to do better.
Do you feel the message got through?
Yeah.
This has not happened before. Mike Kafka was the coach. So is there anything happening since he's been the head coach that you're not doing, or has this been happening?
No, it's not him. It's me. It's not him.
You said it got through this time. What's different this time as opposed to the first time for why it got through?
I won't say it's something different. It's just like, I just got to be better. As simple as that.
What's that feeling when you're sitting on the bench or just standing on the sidelines watching your teammates play without you?
Sick to my stomach.
Did you address your teammates and, tell them you're disappointed? Things
See, they know how I feel. They know where I stand. Like I said, I let them down today.
When did you find out you weren't going to play the first quarter?
I've been earlier this week.
How difficult have these last few weeks been for you?
Hasn't been the best, but like I said, I got to keep moving on, keep persevering. I've been through worse things, so like I said, I'll be all right.
Off field, has the acclimation been to the NFL a little bit more challenging than you expected?
I guess you could say that, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. Like I said, I got to be better. I got to take pride in what I do, be where I have to be at. Simple as that.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was the guy who at least sounded Tiki like, hey, I screwed up. This is on me. No excuses. Ain't the coach's fault. Ain't my acclimation of the NFL's fault.
Right.
This is on me.
That's exactly right. So he said the right things. Ultimately, he got to saying the right things. But ultimately, this is about him making football the number one thing. It's got to be the main thing. The main thing's got to be the main thing. All that other stuff, I don't care what's going on. It has nothing to do with what your job is, what you're being paid to do, what you were drafted to do. And I know it's harsh, and I know you have to grow up quick, but it's 2025. That's what's expected of you. You are a top 5 pick. Everyone expects you to be a star. Everyone expects you to have this weighted responsibility. And yeah, it's not fair because you're still young and you're dumb 22-year-old rookie. But it's the reality of the world you're in right now. And it's hard. Trust me, there's a reason that most first rounders are not most, but a lot of them are busts. It's hard. If this was easy, anybody could do it. Anybody who put on a jock strap and a helmet could just go out there and be good and accountable. Like, it's hard to do this job. Don't make it harder on yourself by being a knucklehead. Dexter Lawrence called him that.
Yeah.
He's a knucklehead.
You're right.
Don't be a knucklehead because it's hard enough when you're just a normal, hard-working, dying to be great type player.
So the first time he messes up, he misses a drive. The second time he messes up, it's 2 drives. What happens if it's a third time? Would he go to 3 drives? I mean, things better be different if it happens again. I don't think it will happen again, but then again, I didn't think it would happen a second time either.
I mean, fool me once.
Yeah, that's right. What's the Bush line? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Shame on, you're not going to fool me again.
We'll get your calls coming up, 888-808-1019.